Alrighty, alright. Seat here, and then we can go ahead and get started. So, the purpose of today's KWB Keys to Success, essentially, this is an orientation for you guys. And the real thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to dive into our KWB resources website, just so I can give you guys kind of a lay of the land. You'll know where to access certain resources and what's available to you as an agent at Keller Williams. So, I want to make sure that we go through this together because I think the biggest thing with this website is that there's a lot more than meets the eye at times. So I want to make sure that you guys know where you can locate everything. And then at the very end, hopefully we'll have a little bit of time and I don't go too far over, but there's a quick thing that I'm going to share with you guys on one additional website. And that's actually just so I can share how to do an email blast to everybody in the office, because I think that's a handy tool to have in your tool belt, especially when trying to communicate with everybody with minimal effort. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started today looking at kwbresources.com. This is going to be, again, the website for our specific market center. It is a public facing website. You guys are welcome online to follow along just visually and watching me do it. You're welcome to do it on your own as we're going through things together, whatever that makes the most sense for you. The big thing is just please feel free to shout out if you guys have any questions online. I will be able to hear you in our overhead speakers. I know for myself, I never remember questions by the end of something. So at any point in time, raise your hand, call out, and I'll be able to help you guys out with any questions you may have. The only other thing I usually share is that obviously I do talk kind of fast. So if at any point you just need me to repeat something, please let me know because I'm happy to slow down for you guys. But we'll go ahead and dive right in. So when you arrive at kwbresources.com, guys, this is the web page you will arrive at. The first tab we're going to take a look at today is this new agent button. And this new agent button obviously is going to be highlighting some key things for you guys as brand new to Keller Williams Valentine. So if you click on the Learn More button on the left-hand side, this is really just going to be a PDF checklist that highlights our onboarding process. So it's going to share with you essentially everything that you can expect as part of the onboarding process, what information will be asked of you, what you guys will be expected to do next. It's also going to highlight who you'll hear from and when you'll hear from them. So this really just goes over that entire process with you dependent on where you're at. Since most of us are usually all the way through onboarding, though, I do like to talk about the things you can do immediately, which are referenced at the bottom here. The first, obviously, is to get comfortable with our website, which we'll do together today. We're going to take a look at the office calendar as part of this class as well. Joining Ignite is going to be another really highly encouraged training for you guys as brand new agents. And Ignite actually will launch again on February 29th. For those of you who don't know, Ignite is actually a 20-session training program, and we joke that it's everything you thought you'd learn in real estate school, but you did not. It's not going to be as legal heavy. This is going to be more day in the life of a realtor, where you're talking about real application of what you guys have learned, how to talk to clients, and it's actually being taught by our top producing agents in this office. So you'll get to make some great connections as well and have additional resources just through attending the program. We'll also talk about two key Facebook pages that I encourage you guys to be part of if you're not already: attending office meetings, which you guys are obviously already doing, which we're very excited about and hope to see you for more. And then the last is registering your vehicle with Torrington Preferred Parking. This one is a little bit interesting because obviously many of you know we are going to be moving our office building here very shortly, and that's going to be taking place throughout the month of March. So it may still be worthwhile for you guys to just register your vehicle if you plan on being here regularly. That way they just know to expect that you're here. And with that being said, it's just actually a very quick and easy process. If you click on that link right there, it's going to take you to the preferred parking website, and it'll actually highlight the building map here. We're going to be building 2, and you can kind of tell just by the funny shape that we've got here. But it'll ask you just to create a quick login. You'll be able to designate that you're with building 2. Keller Williams is your employer. And then it will allow you to register up to 3 different vehicles under the same information. This way, again, if you're taking a partner's car, if you're taking a roommate's car, parent car, sibling, anybody like that, you'll be able to reference their vehicles as well. That way, on the off chance yours is in the shop, you have nothing to worry about. But this should be a very free and easy process for you guys to do, which is always everyone's favorite words. So go ahead and register your vehicle. Again, I don't foresee you guys having any issues, but on the off chance that somebody is checking out there, I don't want anyone to run into any issues or feel any stress because of that. So I would register your vehicle, and then that is really all you guys have to take care of from that screen, which is awesome. So that was all under our getting started button on this left-hand side. On the right-hand side, guys, we're actually going to take a quick detour to Scott Leroy Marketing's website. Scott Leroy Marketing is who would have set up all of your KW technology during your initial onboarding process. But their help and their knowledge extends well beyond just that initial setup. So a couple key things I will share with you guys on this page, really just based off of where we arrive and some of those more important conversations I like to have with you guys. However, again, we could spend easily several hours just on this page alone. The first thing I'm going to share with you guys, however, is just as we arrive on the Scott Leroy page, you see that there's a search field here. Something simple you guys can do, obviously, as a tool is to look up keywords for any information you're trying to find in reference to technology assistance or articles for troubleshooting. But one of the quickest and easiest ways to get a QR code generated is actually through Scott Leroy Marketing. So if you actually search QR code, it will populate a very quick and easy form. So if you guys are looking to implement QR codes into either your print marketing or anything like that, it's an easy way for you guys to gain access to that. And it's just a few questions. Really, they want to know where you're linking this to, what your information is, so they can get it back to you. And it usually takes them under an hour to get that information shared with you. So very easy tool, again, free for you guys as agents with our office. In addition to that, one of the other things I like to share, because I know that training is very important when it comes to your technology, and Scott Leroy Marketing is also a tool here to help you guys with that. It's actually going to be this agent resources button at the top of the page. It's going to ask you for our KW Market Center number, and our Market Center number is 350. You'll see that number quite often here at Ballantyne. But once you've logged in using that number, you'll notice that that agent resources button at the top has now become a drop-down menu. So in that drop-down menu, if you guys actually take a tour down to training, and then you move over to the right here, you'll see that there's access to a training calendar. So in addition to the in-person trainings that we offer at our market center through Julia Designs, if you guys are realizing that maybe there's a particular topic you're looking to hear on that Jules and Leah will not discuss for another week, or maybe you're realizing, Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons just don't work great for my schedule. I'm much more available on Fridays and Wednesdays or anything of the sort. You guys will have an opportunity to attend live trainings through Zoom with Scott Leroy Marketing as well. So if you'll notice, Monday through Friday, Scott Leroy Marketing offers trainings from 1 to 2 p.m. every afternoon, touching on different topics related to your KW technology. So you'll see on Mondays, they do a very consistent command overview. They also will do sporadic DocuSign overviews in addition. So anything of the sort, you guys are welcome to utilize this and supplement your training through this resource. You'll see today that they're actually doing Nurture Your Database through, and they're talking specifically about print marketing. So any of these classes are free for you guys to attend. And really, there's no requirement as to whether or not you utilize this resource, but it's one that we, of course, want you to know is existent and is there for you guys if it helps to propel your business forward. And that's really the big thing that you'll notice as a recurring theme throughout this. There's plenty of resources available here at KWB and through our partners in order for you guys to achieve some success early on in your careers. But it's up to you guys on what you think will work best for you in your business. After all, you are entrepreneurs, so there's no requirement to do much of anything, but it will be something that you guys obviously are able to participate in if it makes sense for you and your business. On the right-hand side under the store drop-down menu, this is the other thing I do like to discuss while we're on this webpage. If you just click on store, it's actually going to take you to agentstore.com. The reason that I'm sharing this with you guys is one of the most common questions I receive as a new agent is, where do I get business cards, and or do you supply business cards? Unfortunately, the answer to that question is no, we do not provide them as part of your onboarding, but through our partnership with Scott Leroy Marketing and subsequently the agent store, you guys can have access to some competitive price points to order your own business cards and name tags, similar packaged items. So when you're doing this process here, when you select the business card, you'll notice that there's several different templates available out there. It's just going to ask you to designate what firm you're with. You'll say Keller Williams, and then there'll be a drop-down menu asking you specifically what market center you're with as well. But through this, as I mentioned, you guys will have an opportunity plug and play your information very quickly to get some business cards at the ready. Obviously, if you're a little bit more creative and you want something unique for you and your business, you're trying to really emphasize your personal branding, you're welcome to go through Etsy or Canva, Vistaprint, anything similar to that. The really big component here that I want to make sure everyone is aware of, though, is when it comes to your business card design, I don't want anyone going to real estate jail. I definitely don't want anyone spending money on anything they cannot use. So make sure that your business card is in compliance with the advertising guidelines. The big thing, and I'll share where you can find those guidelines in just a second. The big thing is also to make sure that if you are provisional broker status, so if you are not a broker in the state of North Carolina, you do need to get approval from our BIC associate, Tasha Viney, on your business card design before printing it. And really, that is just to save you time and money. I don't want anyone to find out again that they printed something they can't use. So I'll share Tasha's information with you in just a moment here, as well as her office hours, so you know when you can stop by to show her that design and get approval on it. So you can go ahead and roll with that. For brokers, I do not believe it is required for you to ask her permission basically to get approval on the design. However, it is integral that you guys reference those advertising guidelines again, just to make sure that as a broker, you are doing all of the things required and you're certainly steering away from the things that you are not allowed to do. And again, I will share with you guys the advertising guidelines shortly, but agentstore.com is going to be a fantastic resource for you guys when ordering those business cards. I know for me personally, I was able to order my own and it was 500 cards for only $39. So very, very competitive pricing there and something to keep in mind. And again, that's just through Scott Leroy Marketing's website. And then you just hit the agent store button and that's a tab at the top of their screen. As we scroll a little bit further down here, you'll come across some of our Facebook pages. As I mentioned, there's really two that I like to talk about with you, and those are going to be the top two listed there. Those are going to be our most active Facebook pages of that list. So the first one there is going to be an internal Facebook page just for our Keller Williams Valentine agents and our leadership team. So if you guys are looking to get in touch with any of the other agents in our office or just stay aware of what's happening here at Keller Williams Valentine, that is going to be one of the best resources for you because we are constantly on that page communicating with each other. You'll notice that I'm on there several times a day referring to upcoming trainings and events and making it very easy for you guys to sign up for any of those opportunities by dropping the information about the training as well as the registration link. You'll also notice that different ALC members are talking about their committee meetings. And sometimes if you guys are realizing, you've got a buyer that is looking for very specific criteria, but you're not finding anything in MLS that replicates what they're looking for, you can even ask that question in our Facebook page saying, does anyone have something coming soon in Monroe that's going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom under $300,000? And anybody who may have a coming soon listing will gladly share additional information with you. So that's a really great way for you guys to get connected. Similar to if you guys are looking for vendor partners, you've checked our spreadsheet, you don't see anybody that fits for what you're looking for, but you need to reach out to somebody. You can ask that same question. Does anyone have an electrician who's willing to service out in High Shoals? I want to make sure that I can get someone out there for my clients. They'll be able to go ahead and share anybody that they know in that area based off of their experiences. So that's a great page to be part of, a very great community in that Facebook group. And then similar in concept, just below there is actually going to be our vendor partner Facebook page. This Facebook page is actually going to be, as I mentioned, all of the wonderful vendor partners that we have here at Keller Williams Valentine. And then in addition, it's going to be our agents as well. So on this page, you have an opportunity to get connected with any of the vetted vendors in our program. And these vetted vendors, as I mentioned, they are vetted because they've been used by other Keller Williams Valentine agents, and these agents have given glowing reviews of the services that these individuals have performed. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to get connected with vendors you can trust right away. I know when you're brand new, sometimes you might not know somebody who can handle the punch list items. You may not know somebody who can take care of garage doors. This is an opportunity for you guys to find those individuals and know that they are great at what they do and are here to help service you and your clients. So that's another Facebook page I would highly encourage you to be part of. Scroll a little bit further. Again, we're just under this new agent page still because these are all immediately relevant items for you. Colorisms, if you were to click on that, it will open up to another PDF breakdown. And this PDF breakdown actually explains all of the language used at Keller Williams Valentine and in Keller Williams in general. So what you'll notice is that as part of our fantastic culture in Keller Williams, there's several different words, terminology, things of that nature you may not have heard outside of these doors. In that event, that is absolutely fine. We know that some of this conversation is very specific to us. So if you're wondering what any of this may mean, but you're maybe feeling a little shy and don't want to ask the question, you guys can click on the colorism spreadsheet there, and it's actually going to break down all of that terminology and give you some real world terms to go along with it. So I encourage you guys to check that out if you have any questions about maybe what a capper is, or maybe you're not sure what a 145 is and you want to make sure you're fully understanding. That's a great spreadsheet to reference. Of course, you're welcome to ask these questions to anybody on leadership or agents in the hall. You never have to feel embarrassed. But on the event that maybe it's 3 a.m. and you're not sure who to ask, that's a really, really great tool. The next portion that we'll come across here is in reference to your KW technology. So what's fantastic about Command is that it's actually built by Keller Williams, and that means that we are constantly crafting it and updating it so that it can be as user-friendly as possible and also as efficient a tool as possible for you guys. The downside to the fact that it's built by KW and only for KW is that sometimes that means you probably have never seen this technology before unless you've previously been with a Keller Williams office. So if you guys have questions about how to navigate this newfound technology, you guys can actually reference a couple different resources, and we'll go through several throughout our conversation today. The first we've arrived at is actually going to be answers.kw.com. If you guys were to take yourselves to answers.kw.com, this site actually covers all different Keller Williams platforms. So you can immediately, when you arrive there, designate what platform you're looking at and what you're trying to either troubleshoot or maybe just learn more about. And once you've arrived at answers.kw.com and you've designated the platform that you're referring to, you'll have an opportunity to then search any keywords related to the topic of interest, either something you're trying to learn ahead or something you're trying to figure out in that moment. And several different articles upon articles upon articles will populate for you guys to read through. So this is really intended for those of you who feel comfortable reading through solutions and how to understand. I will tell you that there's illustrations included as well. They do actually feature screenshots of this platforms. So it does make it very easy to follow along with if that's something that matches your learning style. But if you like a little bit more tutorial-esque rather than reading through your solutions, I'll share a little bit more about an opportunity moving forward that exists as well. And then in addition to answers.kw.com, kind of piggybacking off of that, there is a sister website to this site, and it's called ideas.kw.com, which is actually dedicated entirely to your feedback and your suggestions on commands. So if you guys are realizing, hey, I'm navigating this site for the first time, I love this feature that's available in the opportunities section, but I wish it was available on this particular screen as well. They want to hear that information from you guys, whether you are a brand new agent and you're new to the technology, looking for it to be as user-friendly as possible, or if you're a transfer agent and you've worked with a different CRM before and you want to make sure that, hey, I want to see this grow to the CRM that I used to know and love because there's different places that I think there's room to improve for command. They want to hear all of those suggestions, guys. The biggest thing to mention is that obviously this is going to be KWRI that's receiving your feedback. So if you don't get an email back immediately from me or from Lynn or Leah saying thank you so much for your feedback, that's actually because it's not quite going to us. It's going a little bit further up the chain, but they are constantly unveiling and rolling out different updates for the platform. So you may very well see some of your feedback come to life, which is very exciting because they do very sincerely consider your feedback. Oh, you're fine. And then there is an opportunity to download the materials for Ignite here. However, I will tell you that it's easier to access it, in my opinion, through the training calendar. And you'll see we have access to the training calendar as well. I usually like to pause when we arrive at the first time you'll see the training calendar referenced. And that's because one thing about this website is you'll notice there are several different ways to pull to the same information. So as part of this, just to try and keep it as easy as possible, because I know you're getting a lot of information, I'm going to try to show you the the easiest ways to navigate to these portions of the website. So we're going to bypass this particular training calendar because obviously we're in a separate tab. We had to do all this scrolling to get there. I want to make it easy. So we're going to talk about the training calendar in just a few minutes. And then down here, you'll also notice there's how to book a conference room. So there's an easier access point for the conference room, and that's actually going to be under this helpful links drop down menu. You'll see it right here, schedule a conference room. But you'll notice obviously that as part of your KW Valentine affiliation, you guys do have access to the different conference rooms that are on our floor. We have 6 different conference rooms, and each of them vary in capacity, and they're available resources for you to use. So if at any point in time you guys are hoping to book a conference room, you are more than welcome to do so using this spreadsheet. It's through a website called skeda.com. It's just going to ask you to create a quick login. And then once you've created that login, it will open up to a spreadsheet where you can simply drag and drop your reservation. It'll specify at the top of the screen what the conference rooms are and the capacity they hold. And down the side, you'll see that it's all the allotted time slots available. So it's very easy to see when there's availability in any particular room and to go ahead and make your book and on that room as well. The biggest thing to mention when it comes to our conference rooms is that these we usually try to keep on rotation just because obviously we do have a very significant agent body, we'll say. There are a lot of us here. So we try to keep them on rotation by requiring by trying to mandate a 2-hour or less reservation in a conference room for the day. So if you guys could do your best to adhere to that, that would be amazing. It just helps to make sure that resource is constantly available for anybody and everybody. The other thing that we usually prefer to mention when it comes to our conference rooms is that we intend for these to be used more for consultation purposes or collaborative efforts, meaning that essentially, if you guys are just looking for a quiet space to sit down and focus on your lead generation, the conference room may not be the best fit for you. We do have several cubicles that you guys are welcome to take a seat at. We have a wonderful hub area just outside of this door, a tech lounge as well. So there's plenty of places you guys can find for a little more independent workspace. But these are going to be more for when you're meeting with clients, you're meeting with a coach, if you're collaborating with another agent, then the conference rooms are going to be a great spot for you guys because a little bit more quiet, but also definitely a little more spacious than a cubicle. So keep that in mind, guys. That is a resource available to you and free to you as an agent in our office. I'm just going to take us right back to the homepage because if you can believe it, that was all just under one portion of the page, but I promise we'll start to get a little bit faster as we roll through here. Well, the first thing you'll notice is our wonderful leadership team. This is our staff directory. It explains what each of us do on leadership, who we are, and how you can contact us. So it's very easy to know who you can reach out to about what. If we scroll a little bit further, we'll arrive at, ironically, we say it's a can't miss video of the week, but it has been here for several weeks. And I always joke because it's not that Jules and Leah just forgot about it, I promise. It's actually because this video in particular has been one of the most popular in terms of helping brand new agents. So this is a really great one. It actually highlights Command and DocuSign, how the two are linked and how you can link both of your accounts. And it's a 25-minute overview. So this video is available to you guys at whatever time works best for your schedule. So if that means this weekend, or if that means I go home and do this later this evening, it's available for you guys on demand. So that way you guys can also make sure everything is set up for success. So you're not panicking trying to get all of that taken care of during your first transaction, because that's never fun. We want to make sure that everything is set up well in advance. So that is a video I would highly encourage you guys to take a moment to watch whenever you have an opportunity to do so. If we eventually keep scrolling down our homepage, we will arrive at our training calendar. The fastest way to get to this, guys, so that you have minimal work on your end is just select the office calendar button at the top here in our tabs. It's going to pull you straight down to where you'd like to be. The best thing that I have that has just been unveiled with our calendar here was actually done by Jules. She has made it a little bit more visible because, as you can see, some of our events are kind of showing as chopped off. It's a little more difficult to read if you're not clicking on each individual event. But if you do click here for a full calendar view, this will take you to a separate view where it's a lot more legible. So you'll be able to see most of those titles in full. You'll have an idea of how many events are going on in a given day, when they're happening. So for example, today, obviously you guys are in Keys to Success. There's a good blurb here about what this class is about. It gives you the Zoom link to attend remotely if that makes more sense for you, which I know several of you guys took advantage of today. But you'll also notice that we also have access to a new agent tech huddle. Jules and Leah are going to spend time later today actually going over your brand new technology and explaining those basic components of it with you. So this is one we absolutely encourage you guys to participate in. You'll notice that it is available in person and through Zoom. The Zoom link is posted here for anyone that would like to jump on online, but you of course can attend in person as well today. And that's from 1 to 2 p.m. And you guys are welcome to peruse the rest of the calendar here. We've got a lunch and learn. So if you guys are interested in getting to know one of our builders, one of our great vendor partners that offers custom home building on your lot, they're also offering free lunch if you come and talk to them, guys. So it's a win-win, really. And then in addition to that, we also have marketing masterminds. Jules and Leah are talking about timely marketing tips, not specific to your KW technology. We're talking about TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. What are the algorithms that are out there now, and how can we keep your content relevant? And then we also have, you'll see our Ignite launches posted here, Win with Buyers, which is a half-day class and one I'd encourage all of you to attend. So you guys will see anytime that there is a registration link available, you'll see it right there along with the description about the course. If at any point in time you guys have questions about what you're seeing on our calendar, please let me know. I'm happy to give you a little more insight as to what's on there and what these classes are about. But for the most part, you can get a good idea of everything we've got coming up in the Market Center. You can even navigate forward to March and see what's happening. And really, the biggest rule of thumb is, as I mentioned earlier, you guys are entrepreneurs. You are welcome to take advantage of every single training opportunity that screams out to you. It's just a matter of if you think it's going to help you guys either personally or as business professionals. We want to see you guys take advantage of anything and everything that will propel you forward. So I'm going to close out of this. We're going to jump right back to our office training calendar. If we scroll just underneath here, it highlights some of those recurring meetings that we have. Bless you. You're fine. It highlights some of our recurring meetings. The first that I always like to talk about is team meetings, which I know several of us have been to before. And that's just a lot of fun energy. We really recap what's going on in our market center. And it's a really, really great opportunity for you guys to get connected with other agents in the office. This training room here usually is pretty full. So it's just a really, really great way to kick off your Tuesdays. And those are the second and fourth Tuesdays of every month. We also do our Tech Tuesdays, as I mentioned, every Tuesday afternoon. Jules and Leah are highlighting something specific about your KW technology. And the last meeting here is our ALC meeting, and that's on the third Tuesday of every month at 11 a.m. That is something that will be on your graduation checklist for Ignite when you guys start to go through Ignite in a few weeks here. But that is actually our Agent Leadership Council. They get together on behalf of the agent body in Ballantyne, and they make decisions on behalf of the agents for our market center, because we are constantly looking as a market center to be the best environment for entrepreneurs to thrive. So we want to make sure, of course, that any decisions we're implementing have been also consulted with our agent body as well, so that those decisions best represent you guys in addition. So your Agent Leadership Council is going to be some of the representatives from the agent body that represent different committees in Ballantyne, and you'll see more about them shortly. As we scroll down a little further, we've got our wonderful broker in charge, Miss Sabra Romeo. She is unfortunately not in the office physically, although she is always available by phone or email if you need her. The biggest thing that I always encourage you guys to do is actually take advantage of Tasha Viney being in-house. She is in the office 3 days a week, and you'll see her office hours are posted here. So when you are ready to get that business card approval, or you have a really quick and easy question you'd like to ask, Tasha Viney's a phenomenal resource. We usually encourage you guys, go to Sabra with those legal questions because your hair's on fire and something's going awry. Those are great to direct directly to Sabra, but Tasha's here to help as well, because obviously with 500 agents in the office, sometimes it's a little easier to have a little more manpower on hand. So Tasha is here to help you guys as well, and is equally knowledgeable when it comes to all things agent legally and, just in general questions. So their contact information is both posted here. And then in addition to that, I know we're a little bit far out from the month of June, but if you guys are wondering, hey, have I hit my requirements, whether that's this year or next year, in order to maintain my license and keep it active, you guys can reference some of these charts here, and it will explain how you guys can make sure that you are up to date on everything you need, so that you are constantly in a good spot when we get to June, rather than being a little frantic trying to get in extra hours or anything like that. When we scroll a little bit further, we do, as I mentioned, arrive at our Agent Leadership Council. So these are the wonderful agents currently serving on our ALC this year. You'll see it references the specific committee that they are serving, as well as their contact information, because as I mentioned, they are obviously being included in a lot of the decision making here at Ballantine. But in addition to that, each of their committees have different focal points and what they're trying to bring to Ballantine. So social and KW Cares, we always laugh. We say that they're the fun ones because they're doing the parties, the socials, the events. So anything like that. Our career development is focusing on the trainings and opportunities brought to the office. And then we've also got or growth committee, excuse me, and growth committee is focusing on how you guys can build your downline and your passive income by referring other people to Keller Williams to help not only you guys grow, but also the market center as well. So these are wonderful individuals to get to know. They each also have separate individual committee meetings that you're welcome to participate in. You're welcome to join these committees or maybe just sit in and witness the conversations they're having, be part of what they're talking about, give your suggestions, your feedback, ask questions. They're here for you guys to get to know as well. So please do tap them on the shoulder in the hall if you see them. They're all wonderful and they're here to talk to you guys and make sure that Ballantine, again, is the place where entrepreneurs thrive. A little bit further down here, we have arrived at our wonderful productivity coaches. You'll see with our productivity coaches, also referred to as business coaches, if you guys are more familiar with that. These individuals are one of the two pillars of mentorship that we like to provide to brand new agents joining our office. So each of these wonderful individuals are top producing agents in our office with successful careers on their backs, but they're also volunteering a little bit more of their time to help serve as business coaches so they can ensure that you guys as brand new agents have the support you need to succeed by making sure your business is set up for success. So each of these individuals will meet weekly. And as they're meeting weekly, you guys have the opportunity to get a lot of great conversation from them. They're talking mindset, they're talking scripts, they're talking tactics, lead generation, all of that and more. You guys will also have an opportunity to meet with your coach one-on-one to discuss more specifically what your goals are so they can get to know you a little more intimately. And that way they can also help to hold you guys accountable. They want to make sure you're achieving all the success you're looking for in that first year of real estate. So this is an opportunity for you guys to really drive that home and really lean into them because they are here as a great resource for you. And again, when it comes to getting an assignment for your coach, just look out for an email from Lynn Davis if you've not already received it. She's going to email you guys once you've received your Keller Williams email address, and she's going to reach out to you and just ask, hey, here are our meeting times each week. What works best for you consistently? And we'll make sure you're added to that coach group because we just don't want you guys to ever get assigned to a resource that you're up against a wall and cannot take full advantage of because it just didn't work for your schedule. So keep an eye out for Lynn's email if you've not already been connected with your coach. In addition, our second pillar of mentorship is our wonderful T group partner or our transaction partner. And our transaction partners, as you can see here, are also wonderful individuals. Each of them, again, successful businesses on their back, and they are here to help you guys. So their focus is actually all about the contracts and forms. So any contract and form specific question that you may have, these are going to be the best individuals to reach out to. Your T group partner or your transaction partner will also be meeting weekly, and they're going to be chunking down the content of those contracts and forms over a 12-week curriculum. So this is a great way for you guys to have an in-depth understanding of what each of those contracts and forms mean and how to relay their significance and importance to your clients and ensure that they're also filled out correctly the first time around. So this is going to be a great resource for you. Again, they're meeting weekly, and they're also just somebody else that you can refer to with any questions you may have, whether that's a specific transaction question or just a general question about that contract or document. So please do participate as often as you can in your T group meetings because that's a phenomenal resource for you guys that is free to you as a brand new agent in our office. And then when it comes to assigning you to a T group partner or a transaction partner, that's an email that will come from me if you've not already seen that. And that again is once you've gotten your Keller Williams email address, please check that email address because I'll be reaching out to you asking similar to Lynn, what is the best meeting time for you on a regular basis so we can ensure that you're getting assigned to a group that's going to work well for you. And at the very bottom here, there's access to some frequently used sites and helpful resources, but there's an easy way to access those up top here as well. So the next tab I'm going to jump over to for you guys is going to be this FAQ tab. And to put it simply, this is just an idea of what each of us does here on leadership. So if you're wondering, hey, I've got a question about my agent bill, it doesn't look right, or maybe there's just something that I'd like to know a little more about, if you hover over any of these tiles, it will just tell you who on leadership handles that responsibility. So you know who to reach out to and how to reach out to them. So if anything really financial is usually Lynn's role, but you'll also see if you've got a question about a contract, you can reach out to your BIC associate or to your T group partner. Again, I usually encourage talk to your T group partner first because they've already got a fantastic relationship with you, and save those more confusing and unusual transaction questions for the broker in charge. If you've got questions about compliance, you can reach out to Carla, etc., etc. So please utilize this page as well when trying to navigate who to talk to about what on leadership. However, if you absolutely don't know and the tile is not even relevantly posted here, you're really not sure because my question's not here, always you guys may reach out to me. I am happy to help connect the dots and put you in touch with who will have that answer for you. The next tab I'm going to share with you guys is this on-demand training tab. We're going to bypass that about tab. If you click on this on-demand training tab, you'll notice it is password protected. So I'm going to read out that password to you guys online. It's a capital B, lowercase a, M, C, 350. So it's capital B, lowercase a, M, C, 350. And if you guys miss that password for any reason, we'll go over it again one more time on the next tab. But on-demand training is probably one of my favorite tabs to talk about because I think it's very relevant to you guys as agents, especially dual career agents or anybody trying to balance just a complicated schedule in general. Maybe you've got kiddos, but you're really trying to make sure that you're focusing on that training initially. This is going to be a great resource for all of you. On the left-hand side, if you click the on-demand button, this is going to take you to our Keller Williams Ballantyne YouTube channel. So it's going to have pre-recorded videos from prior trainings. And this is going to highlight a lot of our recurring meetings and trainings. So please note that this is not going to be absolutely everything we have in the office. The reason for that is, of course, we encourage live participation in these trainings as often as possible. And the reason is not to inconvenience you, I promise. It's actually because we want you guys to take advantage of those live trainings because we feel that it's easier and more effective for you guys to have the opportunity to ask your specific questions in the moment to that instructor. So please do participate live as often as possible, whether that's in person or remotely. But if you guys do miss anything because you truly had a conflict, or maybe you were traveling and you know that you really wanted to hear what was spoken about in a team meeting or a Tech Tuesday, you guys can reference the recordings here. I do my best to update this weekly so that the content is constantly relevant and you can easily access anything you may have missed even recently. The biggest thing that I like to make mention of with this particular YouTube channel is technology is wonderful, guys. It has so many capabilities nowadays, but sometimes it also means it can fight you a little bit. So YouTube occasionally will bounce back a video at me and tell me that it violates a policy they have because personal information is shared. Usually when Jules and Leah are creating fake contacts, by the way, in command of like Jim Halpert and office characters. So in those events, they sometimes will bounce back at me and tell me that I cannot publish that video. That is not to say that I don't have access to that video. So in the event that you're looking for a specific Julia Designs Tech Tuesday video, for example, and you're noticing that last week's DocuSign class is not posted, please feel free to reach out to me via email because just because it is not accessible to you here does not mean that I do not have access to it personally. And I'm happy to share that content with you if you're looking for something specific. But as a general rule of thumb, this is going to be a great resource for anything you may miss as part of the training opportunities here at Ballantyne. Similar in concept on this right-hand button, Command on Demand. This is going to be Scott Leroy Marketing's YouTube channel, guys. So again, phenomenal technology resource in terms of understanding your technology, whether that's a basic level or a high level where you're starting to leverage elements of your business through it. They have plenty of information on here. Some of them are full-length classes that you guys can walk through with an instructor. And then there also are some quick tips and videos similar of that nature. So please utilize this because their topics vary all across the board. plenty of fantastic content here to help you guys along with your KW technology, whether that's Command or DocuSign. So utilize this, guys, especially as I mentioned, if you guys have complicated schedules. This way you don't have to stress. Maybe you cannot make 1 to 2 o'clock work on a live training, but you know that you can do maybe a 3 to 4, and that's just not something you're seeing on the calendar. That's going to be a phenomenal tool for you guys to supplement your tech training. And lastly, you'll see there's just some additional information about Ignite. All of this is also shared with you guys via email. However, if you have any questions and just want a quick reassurance of what Ignite is about, there's a little blurb about it here under that on-demand training tab. The next tab here, before I click on it, it's our Office Resources tab. This is also a password protected tab. So again, that password, for those of you who may have missed it, is a capital B, lowercase a, M, C, 350. But the reason I have not clicked on this tab just yet is what you'll see is the first 2 items here I like to talk about immediately. Those are going to be your advertising guidelines, guys. I know we mentioned those earlier when we were talking about your business cards, but this also applies to digital and print marketing. So it's important that you're referencing that, whether you're provisional broker or broker. Make sure that everything you're posting is legally acceptable. I don't want anyone going to real estate jail, especially not on my watch. So please keep those advertising guidelines close to you as you guys are getting comfortable understanding what you do have to have shared and what you cannot have shared. Those advertising guidelines will be your best friend for a little while. The next thing here is the do not call list, which I believe everyone is somewhat familiar with in concept. Cold calling is an amazing lead generation tactic, guys, and one that you're absolutely welcome to dive into. The biggest thing, though, is that obviously you want to make sure you're not calling anybody who's asked to be on this specific list. You guys are at risk of some hefty fines if you inadvertently call the wrong person who is asked not to be called. So make sure that you guys click on the do not call list at your convenience. It's going to give you step-by-step instructions on how you can register to access that list so you know who you cannot contact. That way you're not paying ridiculous amounts of money. Now, if we click on the Office Resources tab, I just want to make sure I had an opportunity to tell you a little bit about that. I'm going to type in our password here. And once we've gotten into this tab, we'll open up. I'll talk about a couple brief things here. I believe everyone on this call is at least North Carolina licensed. So on the left-hand side, we'll actually focus on this Get Forms button. This will open up to a Google Drive folder that Miss Sabra created herself. And these were all of the forms that she felt that she was most frequently asked for. Full disclosure, this is not going to be all of your state contracts and forms. Those are going to be available to you through DocuSign. These forms in particular are going to be specific to our Ballantyne Market Center, whether that's working with real estate agents, a W-9 if you guys are doing any referrals, the actual referral agreement, an exclusive agreement to purchase coming soon, no show, anything of that element is all going to be in here. So please take a look, kind of get comfortable understanding what's in this. There's disclosures about our partnerships that you'll be asked to produce as well. So essentially what I always say as a general rule of thumb is if you're looking for a contractor form in DocuSign and you're not seeing it, go ahead and check this Google Drive folder. If you are noticing that if you're starting here on this Google Drive folder and you're noticing something's not in here, check your DocuSign, guys. Between the two, you should have access to every document and form you will need as a real estate agent in our office. So again, this is Ballantyne specific forms. If you guys are looking to become South Carolina licensed, or maybe you currently are and need the equivalent of those forms for South Carolina, you can find them on the right-hand side under Get South Carolina Forms. And in the middle here is the Get Checklist button. If you select the Get Checklist button here, this again was a Google Drive folder built up by Ms. Sabra herself. And what I will point out is that this actually focuses on each side of any given transaction, and that is for both states, North and South Carolina. So if you guys are wondering, what do I have to do? What am I responsible for doing? Because, oh my gosh, this is my first transaction and I'm very nervous. If you click on any of these, it will be a full guide as to what you need to take care of. And you can see its checklist items or 3 pages even, and it goes over literally everything you're responsible for taking care of on behalf of your client, depending on the side you're representing. And it will also give you an idea of any time frame that this needs to be completed by. So again, Sabre created these herself because she is just so wonderful. Please use these resources, guys. I know those first few transactions are not muscle memory, so you very well may have some questions surrounding what you are responsible for, and you want to make sure all of those ducks are in a row. So in that event, these checklists are here to help support you and guide you through those first few transactions, and you're welcome to utilize them as often as you would like. I'm going to close out here, guys. And we're going to scroll down just a little bit further. So the CE shop, there's another thing I like to point out is as part of Keller Williams Ballantine, we are partnered with different real estate school education sources. So one of them is the CE shop. And because we have arrived at their information here, I'm just going to touch briefly on a couple things on their website. The first thing that you'll see is obviously through the CE shop, you have access to plenty of amazing real estate education, whether that's pre-licensing, post-licensing, exam prep, continuing education. It's across the board, and it does not have to just be for North and South Carolina. You can see all of the incredible partnerships they have through different real estate schools across the country. So maybe you're from California and you'd like to have your license in California as well. You can go through the CE shop. CE shop will be a self-paced opportunity for you guys, which I know can either be a hit or miss for different people, dependent on your learning style. That's not a bad thing, but obviously that means it can be a little nerve-wracking maybe to commit to self-paced. I don't want to pay for something and then find out it doesn't work for me, feel like I wasted my money and do terrible in the class. So if you guys have ever kind of wondered maybe would self-paced be appropriate for me or would I be successful with it? So the CE shop actually offers a self-paced trial. This way you guys can check it out for a week, figure out if self-paced works really well for you, or if maybe, you know what, nope, I need a live instructor for sure, because that was just not a great fit. This is an opportunity for you guys to kind of test the water and dip your toe in before you fully commit. So maybe you are considering getting that South Carolina real estate license, and you're just not sure if you want to dabble in the self-paced rather than committing your evenings to a class. This is an opportunity for you guys to get access to the South Carolina self-paced trial. And if you absolutely love it, you can commit to it right then and there at the end of that week. If you hated it, you can walk away with absolutely no consequence to you. You can also view the wonderful discounts that they have offered. They are constantly running a discount of some kind. I will say that the CE shop does fluctuate. So you'll want to keep an eye out for those. I am actually partnered with Barbara Wilkinson, who will actually announce all of their flash sales to me via email. So anytime there is a flash sale for a one-day only opportunity, that same day that the flash sale is going on, I will have a Facebook post on our private group that goes up and at 8 a.m. in the morning, letting you guys know exactly what that flash sale is and the code word you'll want to use so you can take advantage of that discount. And I know we scrolled all the way to the bottom. This used to be at the top, so it was a lot more relevant, and now I look like a crazy person a little bit. But at the bottom here, what I like to point out is under Agent Essentials, this Hot Topics button, guys. I like to show this with you because I know that social media marketing is very prevalent nowadays, and it's a very, very successful tool for you guys to utilize when trying to market your business. So if you guys are trying to do social media marketing, I am not going to be the best expert out there. That is probably Jules and Leah, and absolutely two I would recommend you connect with. But I do know a couple things about it. The two things I know is one, it is important that you are keeping this social media page active. You guys are posting daily or very close to daily so that your information is constantly staying in front of your sphere and anyone following your page. The other thing is that you want to make sure you're diversifying your content. That way that you're keeping your anybody who's viewing it engaged, but you're also helping to direct new traffic to your page dependent on what you're posting. So there's two key portions of that that I've mentioned. But obviously, sometimes that's a lot to think about. It's a lot to kind of come up with brand new content every single day. And it's a lot also to guarantee that I am committing to posting every single day. It sounds really easy, but sometimes it's just not that simple. So in the event that you guys are struggling to kind of come up with some original content, you're not really sure what to post, this is an opportunity. You guys can just copy and paste a link to this article, and it's an opportunity for you guys to get this information out in front of your clientele and diversify your content. So it's kind of hitting that easy button some of the those days. If you're struggling on what you want to share, this is a great tool for you guys. There's blogs, ebooks, podcasts, and videos all encapsulated in this library. Some of it's informative and some of it's more lighthearted. So it's not only something that you guys can glean information off of, but it's something that you can share with your clientele as well. So definitely encourage you guys to check out the Hot Topics section of the CE shop. And with that being said, again, this is a website we could spend a lot more time on, but I'm going to keep it quick and easy for you guys out of respect for your time. So I'm going to close out today. But again, that's just through the CE shop. We do have access to our Valentine floor plan here. So if you guys are a little confused about where to locate different things, you're welcome to reference that. I will say I get it, girl. I also had the same problem. So I struggled the first week I was here for sure. But I will tell you guys, our floor plan will be changing next month as well when we move into our new office space. So check that out if you need it, but it will change as well here shortly. At the very, very bottom of this page, guys, there are numbers to know. So these are numbers that you may not be asked for very frequently, but obviously you will come across them from time to time. So in the event that, hey, Liz, you're fine. You never apologize for having a sneeze. You're okay. Bless you. But when it comes to maybe you did get that South Carolina license and you were so excited, but on that application to get your license number, it's asking you for our firm license number. And that's just something you probably have not come across just yet. So in the event that that is the case, you can actually access that number under the numbers to know here. Similarly, you'll also see our MLS ID number for the office, our federal tax ID for those referrals, guys. Any of that information can be found here under the numbers to know, and that's just at the bottom of our office resources here. I will go ahead and just click on it for show here. If you click on the office calendar button, as I mentioned, it's going to drag you directly where you want to go. So very little effort on your part. And then we'll talk about under the tech resources tab, there's just a few things I like to highlight. The first is going to be the Marty Miller for Teams. So if you are a fan of chunking down content, so it's a little less overwhelming. Again, I know technology can be one of those kind of overwhelming ideas. So in the event that you guys are looking for more digestible amounts, smaller time periods dedicated over longer durations, Marty Miller for Teams is a 66-day challenge, and it teaches you guys how to create a completed marketing profile. So if you guys are looking to make sure your marketing profile is beautiful, it's got all of the information you want displayed on it, Marty Miller for Teams will walk you through that over 66 videos. None of them are any longer than 10 minutes at a time. So again, not something you are required to utilize in order to set that profile up. But if that makes more sense for your learning style and just your personal preference, please use it. It's a phenomenal resource and one that teams in our office actually highly encourage any of their new hires to take advantage of. Here's another access point to answers.kw.com where you guys can search for those frequently asked questions about commands. We also have access to the Pivot Shift Ahead call. So Pivot Shift Ahead is actually run by a gentleman named James Shaw. He's based out of Florida, and he serves a very high role in the KW education world. So if you guys are looking to have daily conversations about what you can be doing and implementing into your business, taking inspiration from others that are seeing success based off of their tactics, the Pivot Shift Ahead call is a phenomenal resource. James Shaw has this private Facebook group, and it's dedicated entirely to how you can be successful through shifting markets. So for those of you who don't know, I've heard that our market is doing some interesting things right now. So if you guys are looking for tactics to implement in your business that can help guarantee some success and help you stay ahead of the crowd, that is one that I would highly recommend because James Shaw actually navigated through the recession through 0809. So he knows a little bit about how to stay afloat during that during some crazy market fluctuations, and he is happy to share. He's also constantly highlighting other agents as well and what they're doing. And ripping off and duplicating sounds really bad, but in real estate, it's something that we encourage you to do. Don't reinvent the wheel. If there's anything you can glean from somebody else, any inspiration you can take, and Keller Williams, we're collaborative and we're happy to share that with you. So Pivot Shift Ahead calls an opportunity for you guys to get that inspiration and to get that information and maybe even rip off and duplicate something someone else is already doing. So it's that easy. And Pivot Shift Ahead, as I mentioned, it's a private Facebook group. If you click on that, it will get you connected to that private Facebook group. But they're doing calls from 8 a.m. to 8:30, Monday through Friday. Very easy to get your day started with the entrepreneurial mindset and get started right into that lead generation early in the morning. Helpful links, just a couple pieces here. The first is our ALC meeting minutes. So if you miss one of those bigger meetings where we're making decisions on behalf of the market center, you want to make sure that you know what was discussed and what you can expect as maybe any changes in the market center. You can reference our meeting minutes here in a Google Drive folder. We also have access. This is more of a talking point for me, but the prayer request form is really just to emphasize that we do sincerely consider you guys part of our KW Valentine family, and we mean family when we say that. So in the event that there's ever anything going on in any of your lives, please just keep us aware. If nothing else, we want to make sure that we can give you a hug in the hallway, that we can be praying on your behalf. So if there's ever anything happening in your world, just let us know because we want to be there for you and to support you as much as we can. So please know that we are your family and we sincerely care. So please just keep us aware of what's going on so we can be here to support you through it. The next piece underneath there is KW Perks. So welcome to independent contracting, guys. You no longer get insurance through your employer. So in the event that that is a scary idea to you and you're not quite sure what to do and you're a little nervous about shopping the marketplace for insurance, KW Perks was actually unveiled this past year. KW has partnered with Capstone Financial. So this way you guys can search the marketplace for some insurance plans out there, but you guys can also be saving on top of that. So I know it's upwards of 10% that agents are on average saving through KW Perks. So whether you have insurance and maybe you're looking for something that might be a better fit for you and your family, or you don't have insurance and you're looking for it for the first time, check out KW Perks because you never know what you might find and what you may be able to set yourself up with. The next portion under helpful links here, you'll see discount codes for real estate education. As I mentioned, we partner with the CE Shop. We also partner with Superior School of Real Estate, and you can access all of the discounts available to you through those partnerships here on this page. Our CE Shop, as I mentioned, is a fluctuating discount. Our Superior School of Real Estate is a long-standing 30% off. So while you guys are welcome to take advantage of all of these codes for yourself and your continuing education or post-licensing, you're also welcome to share them as well. And this is not a commitment thing. If you had a cousin maybe who was interested in going to real estate school and getting their license, you could share the pre-licensing discount code with them so you can set them up with a great deal. And then they don't necessarily have to commit to KW Valentine as part of that. Hopefully they loved what you did and they love that you're with such an amazing firm and maybe they'll follow along with you, but it is not a committed thing. So you're welcome to still share these discount codes, even if we know that that person may not end up joining our particular office. It doesn't limit your ability to pass this information on. And then a little bit further down, we're back to our helpful links. If you click on strategic vendor partners, guys, this will actually show you who our vendor partners are. Again, these are our vetted vendors who have been, who have great reviews through our own KW Valentine agents. You'll see that each of these individuals are sorted by their field. You'll have our individual contacts, the companies they are with, their roles, their contact information, websites, and their services are posted as well. So please use this as a reference tool anytime you're wondering who you can reach out to because these are wonderful individuals that have a fantastic reputation. We also, as you can see, are a little short in some areas. So if maybe you realize, okay, well, there's no HVAC technician there, but you know, my dad works with HVAC and he's phenomenal. And I know that his company is great. Or maybe I've worked with somebody who's an HVAC technician before and I loved the services that they did. It was a great price. They were super easy to work with. Let us know. We want to get connected with some fantastic vendors so that this can be a very successful and built up vendor program year after year. So if you guys have someone in mind, that's amazing. It's a simple process. All you actually have to do is connect them with Angela Bueno via email. She'll reach out to them and she'll talk to them about the vendor program, kind of do that legwork portion for you so that if they are ready to make the commitment. And join our vendor program, we can absolutely make that happen. But that way you guys are only having to facilitate that connection. So it keeps it easy for you. If you guys need Angela's contact information, she does have an office in this office, but also you're welcome to reach out to me and I'm happy to put you in touch with her in addition. The other thing here is actually newer, so I did bypass it. KWB firm exclusive listings. You guys are looking for listings that are only being offered to our firm because maybe it's not something you're seeing out there on MLS or anything of the sort. If you're looking for those firm exclusive listings, that is going to be an active Google Drive document where you can reference what those listings are and contact the agents in regards to their listing. So as we talked about, there's opportunity here to schedule a conference room. The right below here, we also have the Think Like a CEO podcast. That's Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, two very, very higher ups. I mean, you don't get any higher up than Gary Keller himself. So these are two fantastic entrepreneurs that have been incredibly successful in their day as real estate agents. And they are here to share a little bit more about the entrepreneurial mindset with you. If you're a podcast listener, you're welcome to check this out. They dedicate everything that they're talking about to setting up your business for success. I know there's an entire season in this podcast just based off of your finances. So make sure that you guys take a look at that. It's a great way to start off your day with the entrepreneurial mindset so that you guys can be tackling the day from the very beginning and making the most out of it. And the last thing I share about in this drop down menu is the Outfront magazine. Outfront magazine, very similar to the hot topics I shared with you at the CE shop. It's an idea of what you guys can post every single day. Every month, Outfront Magazine publishes a calendar overview of a post for every single day, whether that's copying and pasting the content or using it as a little bit of a template for what you want to craft to share on your own pages. Again, guys, this is here to help you with that easy button. So maybe it's a rainy Tuesday and I just don't know what to share today. I don't have anything coming up, closing or anything of the sort. Reference Outfront Magazine. Again, it's just here to help supplement in those days that you don't know what to post. The last thing I like to share with you guys here is the I Need Tech Help button. If you click on it, this is an easy way to get connected with our wonderful tech coordinators, Jules and Leah. So if you're looking to get a little more information about how to navigate your KW technology, whether that's basic understandings of what should I start doing right away, or if that's, I feel good about my KW technology, I want to start learning how to get people on smart plans so that I'm sending out touches to my sphere without having to do any legwork myself. And they just think that I'm doing this amazing job of staying in front of them all the time. Or if that's, hey, I want to learn how to send postcards. I want to learn how to best farm a neighborhood. Anything like that, Jules and Leah are here to help you. They can either teach you guys how to do it from the very basic level to the very top tier, or you guys can even partner with them and utilize their concierge marketing services where they will give you a paid plan and they will do that stuff for you guys. So that way you don't even have to do it because, hey, I've grown my business. I love it. I'm doing great, but I just don't have time for the social media anymore. But I know it's one of the best things that's getting me business. Jules and Leah can be a partner for you and they can take care of all the social media for you. So keep them in mind. They're a great resource. Again, whether that's understanding the basics to understanding the most highest and best tactics of efficiency through command, they're here to help. You just click on any of the available blue dots. Those are their availability. You can book a 30-minute appointment with them for free. Enter your name, your contact information. This can also be done through Zoom or in person, and tell them a little bit about what you'd like to talk about so they can prepare for the meeting. But they're two great people that I know you guys are going to want to meet because they're phenomenal, phenomenal resources in our office. So keep them in mind. They also have a background with Scott Leroy Marketing, so you know you're going to get some of the best when it comes to the information they have to share. But in short, guys, that is really all of the things I share with you about kwbresources.com. I know we went crazy and that was a lot of information. So before I show you that last little bit, and I'm only going to take a couple more minutes of your time to share that with you, does anyone feel like as though they have questions about what we talked about on this website today? And that goes for in-person or online. Let me give it like 30 seconds just in case someone's unmuting. I feel pretty good. I think that's a good sign. I think that means that everyone felt like at least you learned something. You probably learned a little too much today, and that's okay. So in the event that you guys are feeling like, wow, Liz, I was not expecting all of that information, I totally understand. The best thing I have found in terms of digesting this information is at your leisure over the next few days, guys. Go back to kwbresources.com, slowly walk your way through the website, see if you can remember where some of these things are. If you realize you've forgotten anything, maybe you can't remember that password we discussed today, reach out to me via email. I'm happy to share that information with you again. You guys can also access a recording of this through our YouTube channel now, and you can slow me down so I'm not talking as fast. You guys can make this work for you in the sense of just kind of revisiting this information as you need it at any point in time. So keep me posted. Obviously, if you find out you have questions later once you're going back through the website, I'm happy to answer them. But I will go ahead and I'm going to exit out today of KWB Resources here. And what I'm going to show you guys is actually a separate website And this is when we're going to do our email blast to reach all of our agents and one simple go. So this is going to be a website called mykw.kw.com. And you'll see it's going to ask you guys to log in when you've arrived at the website. And when you're logging in, this is actually going to be the same credentials you guys use when you're logging into KW Command. So those are going to be the credentials that we would have created together when we onboarded you. So once you've gotten logged in using those credentials, I'm going to show you again, just really quick and simple to save your time, because I know we've gone a little over today. Is under the quick links here, you'll see there's MC350 intranet. You guys click on this, it will take you again. It's a stored library of all these communication threads and email blasts. So you guys can see within this library anything that had been posted recently, anything that's pinned to the top. If you're noticing, oh my gosh, I know Liz posted about this Win with Buyers class and I'm so excited. I just don't see it here in what is posted. So in that event, guys, you can search keywords to help populate that information. So keep that in mind. But when you are going on to post your own announcement so that it can go to everybody, you'll want to hit this red Add a Post button. This portion up top here will be grayed out on your screen. Don't worry, that is only because this is a leadership option. So you guys will actually more than likely end up doing the associate post option. And it's going to ask you to designate a channel. What I will tell you is the channel does not impact anybody's ability to see this unless they're filtering the library specifically for this channel. So just do your best to designate the channel that you feel is most appropriate for the message you're sharing. Agent announcement will obviously be the most general of the channels. So I'm going to click on that one today. If you guys create a post title, you'll have 100 characters that you can add into this post title. This title will come through as the subject line of the email when it goes into everyone's inboxes. You can then add into this information, you can add a link, you can upload a photo or a PDF file here, and then you can create a quick post blurb, and you'll see that that's a max characters or 190 max characters for this blurb. It's very easy to hit 190 characters. So if you need more information to be shared, and that is not quite everything, there's an add a full message option that you can click on to continue typing freely with no maximum characters. What I will tell you is when you're creating that post blurb, if you know that you need to add more information, I always suggest find a way to make sure you have enough characters to make the last sentence see full post. That simple, because then people know there's more to the message that they need to look for if they have interest or any questions about what you're talking about. So the post blurb, most importantly, is what's going to be the body of your email. So your post title is your subject line, your post blurb is your body of your email, which is why it's important to make sure that you suggest that there's more information available through the full post, because when this email comes through, literally just underneath your post blurb, there will be a button that says view full post, and they can click right on it to get directly to your post in the intranet and see all the additional information you've shared. So this is going to be the structure and layout of that email. And it, like I said, it goes out to all agents in the office, including leadership team. So once you guys are happy with your message and you're ready to share it with all 500 of us, you just have to hit the publish post button. It may not look any different on your end. It may feel as though maybe it didn't go through, but over the next several minutes, it will trickle into everybody's inboxes. So if you guys are doing this for the first time and you're worried that maybe it wasn't successful, feel free to shoot me an email and ask me if I've received your message, because I will more than likely see it in the next couple minutes and give you the thumbs up. But this will then work again just to minimize your efforts in order to have a profound impact. We want to make sure that you're able to do things efficiently as an entrepreneur so you can get back to the things that are important. So if you're trying to send out a blast to everybody about something because maybe your buyers need to unload some furniture or your sellers need to unload furniture and it's got to be done quick. Maybe I'm looking for moving boxes to help out a client. Anything of the sort, you guys can share that announcement and have it go to everybody all at once. And it only took you guys maybe 5 minutes, which I think is huge. So that is the last thing I like to share with you guys. Again, that's just mykw.kw.com. You log in using your credentials for commands, and then you click on the intranet option at the bottom of the page to get to this screen here. Does anyone have any questions specific to this part of the page?
Liz, I don't know if this is specific to this part, but I got an email about the calls being on the phone. So do I respond in this to Sue or directly to Sue's email?
So you can reply to that email that came through to you and it will come back to her, or you can just email her directly. Her email is just sueparks@kw.com, but you can reach out to either reach out through either avenue and she'll get information back from you and then she can work with you on getting you on the call time schedule.
Okay, okay,
Yep.
sounds good.
Yay. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, guys, I feel like that means we're doing really good today, which is awesome. So, the biggest thing is obviously we did go a little over. So, I just want to thank you all for being here with me today and for letting me speak to you a little bit longer than anticipated. So, thank you for your patience. I appreciate everyone sitting through this with me because I hope that you guys found some value and some guidance in the information shared. If at any point with this site or the other site, kwbresources.com, you realize you have questions, do not be a stranger. Feel free to email me. Feel free to call me. There are no bad questions, and I'm here to help you guys because I want to make sure that you have the strongest foundation possible to launch your real estate career through Keller Williams Ballantyne. So, if anything comes up, guys, please let me know. But I will let you guys get back to your day. I appreciate your time, and hopefully, I will see you all again soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.